This is David Geckel, a Leeds United fan. And guess what? We're still here, bitches. And you're listening to the DU Football Show.
We're still here, bitches. The question would be, how much longer is the way it's been going for them lately?
That is absolutely true. We'll see what happens. There's a long season left to go. Don't know what's going to happen.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
A lot of naked physio time, I think.
Oh, so much naked physio time. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. Right, the fucking Gooner Graham. Smell the Malort. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the Drunken United Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I'm your sicko, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, you know what? I don't even have the effort for it tonight.
Don't worry about it. That's fine.
Our resident fuckboy, Sam Graham.
I'll take care of it. Ain't no laws for drinking the claws, baby.
Yeah, no shit. Lucky you fucks with the black cherry.
Omega, bro.
So lucky you fucks with the black cherry. It really, really is.
It's not even a real frat, is it?
No. What? Can't play flip cup? What the fuck, man?
I want to play quarters.
Man, no, man. Gotta play some serious beer die on this table, man. This looks solid. We can play some serious beer die.
Yeah.
How you doing over there, Mr. Graham?
Doing very well. Now.
As I ask you right as you're taking a sip of beer.
Thank you very
really
much.
Kind
Professional broadcasting. I'm doing very well, thanks. Now.
Excellent.
It's a
Very
long
good.
weekend.
Oh,
Subscribe to patreon.com to find out why.
Look at you, already fucking
Okay.
whoring it out.
I am a whore. I do look good in shorts. It was hot enough today. I'm wearing shorts. So I got my leg out waiting for a taxi driver. You know what I'm saying?
Papa's got to pay some medical bills. We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. Check us out on all podcast platforms. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, review, and share with a footballing friend. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Start off by refusing the CT scan. I'll tell you that. It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias. DUFootballShow@gmail.com to get in touch via email. And then we got a couple extra things that I will tell you about later.
Lovely.
One of which I already told you about, though.
Yeah. We already know about that one. But you could always do what I like to do, have people do, which is drive your happy ass over here. That's right, boys and girls. Stat boy, lead supporter, self-hatred man himself, Mr. David Geckel is here. Geckel, how you doing, man?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me over. Getting into some beers, getting into some whiskey. It's you're gonna make fun of me, and it'll be a good time.
Exactly. Especially with that high energy. I mean, that's really solid, you know? Were we doing our best Ben Stein over there? Go ahead and pass one over to Mr. Graham,
Our
too.
best
We doing-
Ben Stein.
Yeah, Bueller. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love
That's
for all
yours.
things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. We continue with Whiskey Advocates Top 20. Mr. Graham, what are we drinking?
So we
Actually,
have,
hold the fuck on. I have a bottle of fucking Malort right here, brand fucking new, uncracked, and I told you producer Mel was taking the first fucking hit off of this. You thought I forgot. I didn't fucking forget.
I've still got COVID.
If
I'm still COVID. I can't. I'm not
You hit the
feeling
mute button
good.
and drink your fucking Malort. If I got to do a shot of it tonight and Gex got to do a shot of it tonight, you know who's got to do a shot first? Fucking her.
Hey.
I have 2 shots coming to me. A makeup shot from last week when I was like on my quasi-death bed.
Well, that's this one, but can we also just quickly comment on the sound that Sam's probably never heard before that I can't mention because we're in a family forum right now?
What's that?
Oh, that. Just leave that alone then.
Yeah, you know.
I didn't realize this was a family show. I like the show because it's not
yeah,
a
but
family show.
we're on Facebook publicly. We're on Twitter publicly.
Oh yeah, but I have the limits. You have to be 18 or over to watch us on YouTube.
Oh,
'cause
good. So I'll make
I'm
the
not
deep throat joke
getting
then.
sued.
Not a problem.
Got that E.
That was the
Yes.
sound that happens
Yes,
when
we
she
do.
deep throats, Sam.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter if she gags. As long as I'm getting a blowjob, I'm fucking happy.
Okay, this is not DU After Dark. That's the kind of shit we do on the Patreon.
I tried to
show.
leave it alone. And they all go to me into it.
I don't remember why I'm doing this because I
Because you
think
lost.
I know. I don't remember how we lost. I was COVID week, so
It was Newcastle.
and it's I have a fucking Newcastle.
That's perfect.
Uh-huh.
Fuck, we lost to Newcastle.
Yeah, you did.
Son of a bitch.
Ouch.
Hey, COVID, is your taste back?
Unfortunately.
Good. Pass that over there because you and I are sharing a glass tonight.
Uh-oh. Careful, Mel. You might. Never mind.
Well, since you've already
Never mind.
you've already broached the topic, yes, we've shared bodily fluid, so I feel okay with sharing a fucking shot glass with her. Mr. Graham, the floor is yours. Let's talk about what's on Whiskey Advocate.
I was gonna say something else. It was naughty. The Artematurin.
That's a mouthful.
Artematurin. There we go. Probably not how you pronounce it, but that's how it's spelled. This is the AD 32102.
Let's say Artemachon.
It's not French, mate.
That CH is going to be an S.
Artemason. I don't know. Call your lady up. Tell her to fucking.
Yeah. Remember,
Call it.
LEDIAG is Lasheg, not Ledeg.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Anyway, it is. This is the AD 032102. This clocks in at 46.8% by volume, which, if I'm now filled enough to do my math correctly, should be 93.6 proof. It clocks in at about $65, which again, it's the list. Expect a little more. This comes in at number 12, and your review comes from David Fleming, who is on the tasting panel for the Whiskey Advocate Top 20. This was rated, in 93 by the panel, and is a Highland single malt Scotch. An impressive start from one of Scotland's newest single malt distillers, located on the remote Inamaturin Peninsula in the Western Highlands. Inamaturin Distillery, I feel like he's fucking with me now, just writing it as many times as he can.
Yeah, of course.
Goddamn right up. Inamaturin Distillery produces both a peated and non-peated whiskey. That's interesting. A lot of places don't do that. And then combines the two. The result is a soft, peaty, honeyed profile with gentle notes of lemon, poached pear, sea salt, and light drifts of peat smoke. Vanilla cream, ripe peaches, and apricot jam at the finish, closing with a final note of peat, artfully made, most notably with its subtle integration of smoke. I would just about 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
It is fucking delicious.
It is a perfect picture of what a Highland whiskey should taste like.
Yeah.
Not too much peat, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of that campfire, but not like an Islay with that punch you in the face campfire, which I think next week we're doing a Port Charlotte, which is going to be, oh, fuck, you're chewing on a campfire log, kind of deal. This is beautifully executed, and for the third week in a row, Sam, allow me to say, exactly the fucking whiskey that should be on this list.
Yes. You get definitely that lemon and honey. You definitely get that apricot for sure. The peat smoke is layered throughout. You get it right up front real quick, then it goes away. You taste all those other flavors, and you get it again at the finish. It is fucking delightful. This whiskey's fantastic.
Not iodine-y. It's
No,
just,
not at all.
Just
Not Band-Aid
smoky.
either.
Yeah.
It's just smoky.
Yeah.
And it's not even that smoky. You know what this reminds me of, honestly? Mm-hmm. But you also get a little bit of that brine that you get from the Highlands a lot of times because they age outside.
Yeah.
Traditionally.
This is very Highland Park to me.
Yeah, fair enough. But this reminds me a ton of Balvenie 14-year-old Peat Week.
Yeah.
Where you
Kiss
have
of peat.
a kiss of peat, but you have the traditional style of the area it's from as the underlying flavor profile.
Right.
And then you have that nice little kind of wavy peatiness throughout. It's delicious. I'm in on this whiskey. This is good whiskey.
All right, Mr. Geckel, I know you're not a big whiskey drinker, but you've been kind of drinking whiskey when you hang out with us and stuff like that. I don't think we've...
Sound like a drug deal. You don't really do meth, but when you're with us, you smoke.
I mean, when
Not wrong.
when in Rome, I mean, come on. I don't think we've had you drink many single malts or Scottish whiskeys around us. What's your thoughts on the whiskey? What do you think?
I get a little smoke at the end, but it's not overpowering.
Yep.
I get a lot of vanilla with the tongue trick you taught me.
Yep.
Oh God, that doesn't sound right. But
No.
let it
How
rest
you
on your
let
tongue.
rest on
Yeah.
your tongue so the alcohol vapors burn down, so then you can actually
I
taste
know.
the flavors of the whiskey.
I know what it is. But it's a lot more fun when it's innuendo.
You want real
Say
innuendo.
there's only 4 men in this world that know that tongue trick, and it's me, Taylor, Rob, and Geckel now.
Well, you know a very special tongue trick there, Mr. Graham. We'll be practicing that on the couch tonight when we are doing our Patreon thank you appreciation videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, both neat
Can't
and
wait.
with a rock, a big square rock. It's good. I really like it.
Excellent,
It's
very
like-
good.
Perfect. It's,
How many Scottish whiskeys have you had before? Have you had much experience with them?
probably doers, and that's about it.
Nothing wrong with the blend, to be honest with you. I used to sell Dewar's. Dewar's and soda is a good fucking drink. I'm sorry. Whenever anybody always goes, ew, Scotch and soda, I'm like, have you
No,
drank a Scotch and soda? Because the Scotch and soda tastes really fucking
There's
good.
absolutely a place for them. If I'm
Yeah.
drinking a whiskey on the rocks, though, it's not going to be a blend.
Oh, God, no.
I want body to my whiskey. I want intense flavor. I want to know I'm drinking fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
And single malt, bourbon, rye, that's the way to go. As long as
Absolutely.
they're made properly.
Yeah.
You know, but no, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a Dewar's and ginger, or a Jameson and ginger, or a Johnny Walker and Coca-Cola. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Not one bit.
Or a Scotch and soda.
Drink your whiskey the way you want to drink your fucking
100%.
whiskey.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But if I'm drinking something on the rocks, I want to know I'm fucking drinking it.
Yeah. This is a home run. This is a big.
I'm totally in for this. This is great.
It's not that the whiskeys have been poor along the way, but the last 3 weeks in particular, this is why I enjoy doing this list with you.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's an affordable whiskey that was tough to find, but not impossible to find. It was with a smaller distributor, so you're not going to find it in every liquor store.
Everywhere, yeah.
But
Or in every state, really,
and- right.
because of that.
and a newer single malt house, which they're
Aren't many brand new single malt
and most of the single malt houses are owned by a bigger company, pretty much across the
Yeah.
board, across the board. If there's a major spirit company you know of, they probably own a single malt house, if not multiple single malt houses.
Yep.
But that's absolutely fantastic. I'm very happy with it. What else should we always do, Mr. Graham?
Make sure to drink responsibly.
Mr. Gecko, why don't you cheers with me?
Cheers. Slancha, as the Irish
good.
would say.
Sometimes, Graham, you just got to open with truly kick-ass matches, even when it displeases both of the people sitting here. Tottenham City 3, Manchester City 2, Manchester United 4, Leeds 2. Spurs shocked the champions again. This is the bogey team of Manchester City is fucking Tottenham.
So before I go into the punditry,
Right.
this was the perfect game for a neutral. The problem is I am not neutral. This game was shit.
Right, of course.
Hated it. Hated every second of it. Hated the way it finished. Don't like it at all. Now that that's out of the way and the disclaimer's done, this was about as primetime gets in terms of performance. Both teams going after it. The only thing it was lacking that could have and should have happened was a red card to Romeo.
Yeah.
That's what they needed. Or
Yeah.
Romero, is it?
Yeah.
They needed a red card because the game had everything else. There were a couple little chippiness, a couple little things happened. And briefly, because some of the fantasy league in D2 is not Patreon yet. So I do have to put a disclaimer. I truly believed Kulusevski was going to be overrun in midfield. I thought he was going to start because he came out, played okay last time when he was subbed on. This was his first start for Tottenham. I thought he was going to get overrun in midfield, probably pick up a couple cards. And the way Tottenham had been playing recently, City would have dominated and probably won 3-0. So I thought that's where I was going to get my negative points because he would have got at least one yellow.
Instead
Scored
he
the first
had
goal.
A goal and an assist.
And then assisted at the end.
Yeah.
So DUD2, I scored at least 12 points because of that. But I want you to know that I had a legitimate reason for choosing this player in that league. Anyway,
I assume you will be dropping him promptly next week.
as fast as possible. I should still have enough because he's the only player that scored points. I should still have enough to lose that game
Very good.
as the admin team because the other guys already got 25.
Excellent.
But just saying. Anyway, back to the action. It was really back and forth. It was a decent finish from Kulusevski. Kane and Son really made the chance in general, and Ruben Diaz doing a little two-step backwards really helped keeping Kulusevski on. Gundogan struck the post shortly thereafter, and City started to turn the screw a bit. They ended the game with over 70% possession, but Tottenham managed more shots on goal.
Mm-hmm.
So it was quite interesting game. Tottenham were very efficient with the ball, very proficient with the ball, very active moving forward. And City were kind of caught off guard by that. To be honest.
Oh, God, I don't think City was prepared for it. I don't think City was prepared for someone to come right at him and punch him in the mouth. And finally, Harry Kane played like a big game player again.
Yeah, well.
Fucking really played well.
Trying to get used to the Etihad.
True. But also worth mentioning, Hugo Lloris, another fucking blunder for a goal.
Yeah.
Another. I mean, this
but
is
then pulls
constant.
out, almost pulls an oblique out of place with another fantastic save.
I know.
So what is it with him nowadays? Is it just that he's older? Like, you're a former goalkeeper. I mean, you made a lot of blunders in your day. I played with you.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
But
I also watched a lot of weak side, nobody covering them tap-ins too, because you defended for me.
We all
so
smoked.
I remember that.
we all smoked cigarettes back then. What do you want from me? I can't make every run.
Thanks.
Speaking of that Gundogan save, he literally made one foot toward the corner to celebrate and was like, "Oh fuck, he saved it."
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
It was fucking nuts. But the one, it should have very easily been gathered. You're absolutely right about that. It definitely was a terrible mistake.
Yeah. It's I tend to think that keepers as they get older, and a good example of this would be Howard, and another one would be also would be Shane Given as well when he was with City, and was it Villa then for a little while as well?
Who?
Givens.
Shea Given. Yeah, it was Newcastle.
Yeah.
And then Villa.
Yeah. I thought he did a little bit of time at City too before City became good.
I don't think so.
I think before Hart was the keeper, I think he played keeper for a little bit for them.
I don't know, maybe.
But and even go back even further, someone like Brad Friedel, as a keeper in the Prem. Normally, an older keeper tends to know their boundaries and will become a better shot stopper, but they're not necessarily the best off the line. Hugo Lloris still just thinks he needs to come off the line like crazy, and that thing hasn't clicked yet where you go, I don't come out unless I know I have this. Otherwise, my defenders get it for me.
Well, I don't know how to say it in French, but his nickname is the Elastic One,
Okay.
right?
Heard.
So, because he could bend, stretch, and move. Well, he showed his movement in one sense, and then showed his age in the other.
Yeah. So I think he needs to figure out how to become an older keeper, and you play more with your
But
head
he
than
still
you
has those really high cheekbones.
you play more with between your ears. Your head does a lot more of making saves than your body does.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know,
That's absolutely fair.
and that's why you see keepers able to play forever and still be really fucking good at it, because you train yourself to make the saves you need to make, and you know how to make them because you already know the shot's coming. You know where they're going to put it.
Yeah, that's fair. Kane's second goal. Or Kane's goal to give Tottenham the lead. Tottenham's second goal. Fucking brilliant.
Jesus, that was nasty.
What was that? What a cross by Son to begin
Yep.
with. And then Harry Kane fully meant that. And if you look at the mechanics in that, you can tell because of the way he opens his body up and the manner in which his foot struck the ball. His toe was pointing almost behind him to be able to wrap his foot around that.
Yep.
And get it up into the upper 90 on the side that the ball was already going to.
Yeah.
Fucking delightful. But keep it on frame. Because if he went with his laces or the outside of his foot to keep
Swings
it going,
off.
he swings out, goes out for a throw-in.
Yep.
He did just enough to keep it on. It was perfection in terms of execution. And it pains me to say it, but it was fucking beautiful.
People who don't know any better, he made that goal look so fucking easy, and it was very hard to do what he did.
One of the most difficult skills you can do.
Like,
it's so easy to shank that ball.
And it looked like he just tapped it in, and it's like, no, you don't know what he did to put that ball in the back of the net. That was fucking nasty. Absolutely nasty.
And the warning signs were obviously there. Kane scored again, but it was ruled out for offsides. And 3-1, I think Tottenham finishes that early.
Yeah.
I think that's
Agreed.
done and dusted already. But we had a little bit of help from VAR. Obviously, kind of somewhat controversially because it came at him very quickly. The cross was fired at him, but ultimately it was a very unnatural position. I've never slid in that way, and I played this game for almost 30 years.
Right.
Probably should have seen a second yellow for it, to be honest.
I agree.
Which would have livened the game up, but it was, remember, his cross that gave Tottenham the winner just 4 minutes later, 2 minutes later, whatever it was. Riyad Mahrez. Fucking confident penalty if I've ever seen one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's had some not so confident penalties too.
It was a lot better than Neymar's this weekend. Did you see that one?
No,
fucking
God.
hell.
That was bad.
That's still flying. Jesus. Somebody be careful. There's a fireball out there somewhere. It just re-entered the atmosphere.
Of course, you want to mention the last goal as well real quick?
Yeah.
Before I led to my last question, we move on to the next match.
Kulusevski crossing the ball in, pinpoint. Harry Kane stealing it on Kyle Walker, one of the fastest players in the league. Just fell asleep, which is quite uncharacteristic, actually. And heading the ball down.
Kind of looked like that back four was asleep most of the match.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think they're getting too used to just being able to dominate everybody, and I don't think they were ready for what Tottenham threw at them.
I think part of the problem is Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is underrated as a passer, number one. Kulusevski, my problem is I thought that he hadn't really settled yet. Turns out he fucking knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden. And then you have Son's pace to stretch, Lucas Morris's pace to stretch. Emerson Royale made some good runs when he came on as well, and it kept City guessing. But City's so confident in their own system, they continue to play that high line. Well, Son's going to stretch you every day of the week. And then Harry Kane was allowed to drop into midfield and play those passes and allow himself the time, because he played Son wide a couple times, allowed himself the time to get into the box as other players ran on and created space. And it was a masterclass by Tottenham, and something that we haven't been able to say for a few weeks. I still think that they may fuck off the teams below them because they may have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. I don't think Harry Kane's fully sold in. I think this had to do with the opponent.
Yeah,
But
agree.
We'll see.
All right, so boys, ask this question. First, Geckle to you, and then to Mr. Graham. Do we have a title race again?
Ooh, that's tough. I think the race, you have to say it's on. I still think City's going to win it, but I think it's 6 points, and Liverpool have a game in hand, and it's against Leeds, so that's going to be a win. So
And it's at Anfield.
yeah.
Mr. Graham, what do you think?
Title race is on.
Very good.
If Liverpool don't have a small slip up, they do one of them stupid little 1-1s against Burnley, it's over.
Yeah, and
Which
also,
they are prone to do from time to time. But they have Leeds game in hand, and with them being so open at the back recently, which we'll come on to, obviously, they run the risk of Liverpool probably win that game.
Yeah.
Anyway, you move on. They have City at the beginning of April. That sets up a final month and a half of the season. That is fucking epic because they're both on the same number of points and not terribly far away from each other in goal difference.
No, it'll be fantastic.
Could run into another City United finish. With the Aguero,
Yep,
from
on
Martin
the final
Tyler.
day.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
there's
then I can wank to that for the next 4 years instead of because that commentary, not the goal
Right.
itself, was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's legendary. Martin Tyler's one of the best in the business.
the one thing worth mentioning within all of that too is looking at the fixtures. Liverpool does have more of the top 6 clubs than City does. City is pretty much brushed off most of them.
They still have us.
yeah.
Have some respect.
Okay. Yeah.
It's one of our games in hand.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. we know how well the first one went. That's for damn sure. Need you to stop making me laugh, because every time I laugh, I start fucking coughing, you fucker. United completely dominate the first half.
Oh,
I
no.
mean-
We're done with City.
Yeah, we're
Damn
done
it.
with City.
It's Chelsea that we have,
Yeah.
not City. It's Chelsea we have game in hand.
So
Fuck.
United completely dominate Leeds in the first half. Look great. And this is something that United seems to be doing regularly, is having one really good half and then fucking right off.
Hey, I got you, buddy. There's more than one United in the country, to tell you that. All
Okay,
right?
heard.
Show some respect to the guests.
Got it. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. Very much appreciate that.
So
I didn't call them by their Christian name. Fucking United would be Leeds.
It It was end-to-end stuff the entire game.
Yeah,
It was wild.
crazy.
It was a proper Roses derby. I was listening to one of another show with a few pundits, and they said something along the lines of, with all of these big games, you always get those video montages and shit. And inevitably from years past, it was like a potato patch. That rain was coming down enough that it was like a fucking potato patch.
Yep.
The mud covered everybody the second they hit the ground. It was like a proper old fixture.
Yeah.
There were some decent tackles flying in. Nobody was, it was a good, fair game. I don't think anybody was trying to hurt anybody.
Right.
But there were some good tackles flying in.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. It was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I wasn't talking about the supporters.
I was just saying
Trying to kill Harry
I
Maguire
was saying I'm not sure if you knew this, Sam,
with a
but
penny.
but the cock is back.
The cock is back.
Cock is back, and
The cock went limp.
The cock experienced some problems. You want to tell us about what happened to the cock?
He got his poor head smashed in. It was all bleeding and gross and.
To
So
quote,
I had that
Santa,
once.
To quote Bad Santa, I slept with a woman that was unclean.
I had that once. You just get a little Q-tip, and then they come back with 6 pills. It's gone in 3 days, no problem.
I'm amazed there was not even a yellow card for a player on the ground bloodied. Like,
Yeah, well, he's Scottish, isn't he?
So we talk about player safety, and so I first saw him bleeding. I'm like, oh, that's got to be a red because he must have elbowed him in the face. Saw the replay. It's like a head-to-head, but McTominay doesn't play the ball at all. So you see people win the ball fairly and then come a little high with their studs and get red carded, and that gets nothing. I know I'm biased, but like, come on.
Yeah, I feel you. Well,
least
we
the
had
yellow.
there was a situation in our game with Brentford with a handball very similar to Romero's. Not even looked at by VAR. So I feel you. It's not consistent across the league, but head injuries especially need to be.
Right.
This is players fucking... Robin Koch carried on for 31 minutes after that injury.
I think
And he
taken
was
off.
visibly unwell.
yeah,
Scott McTominay wasn't well either.
right,
Wouldn't surprise me if both of them were out for the next month with a concussion.
right.
Not 6 months like Sidney Crosby, but I digress. Right? So it's a little insane to me with what we know about head injuries and concussions and everything that these two players were allowed to continue on with what happened. I don't even care about the card situation, right? It's these players' lives. If they got hit on the head again in that game, they could have been drooling on themselves in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. They were allowed to carry on for 31 fucking minutes of football, and that's unacceptable
So
and inappropriate.
it came out that they said that they checked him on the field and they
Of
went
course.
through all the tests.
Of course they did.
But then
The
So-
owner called down and
yeah.
said, "Fuck you, he still plays."
I mean, I guess I'm biased, so I want to believe that the Leeds medical staff followed all the procedures. But it's not good that 20 minutes later he looks like he has no idea where he is.
That's what I'm saying.
So there's got to be. I know we have these concussion subs.
Now, I also understand that sometimes concussion symptoms can get worse in a matter of minutes of time. But you have to say, there has to be some sort of, and maybe we implement some sort of weird 10-minute substitution rule where somebody is allowed to come on into place for 10 minutes. Because famously, once you're substituted out, you can come back on.
Right.
But maybe with a head injury, just to make sure we assess, and he was bleeding for fuck's sake, maybe we do something where we can assess 10 minutes, he sits on the sidelines, and we can see what's going on. If it's bad, that guy's allowed to stay on the pitch. If it's not bad, Robin Koch's allowed to go back out there. Fine.
Right.
But maybe we do. There needs to be some sort of 10, 15-minute grace period where Leeds shouldn't suffer with 10 men, right? They're allowed to put somebody on
Right.
temporarily, and just for concussions.
So speaking of drooling on themselves and looking confused, Harry Maguire scored a goal.
He did. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he got confused when the Leeds supporters threw stuff at him.
Yeah, very confused by it.
Maybe he hit the ball really hard and should have been subbed off. Very strange.
Many would say he should just be subbed off anyways for the season he's been having.
Old slab head.
Old slabhead. Hey, when he got thrown, did he point at it?
He
I hope
did,
pointed
actually. He
at it.
looked at the ground, pointed at it, picked it up, and then looked back what's that? What's a fucking missile, mate? That's what
Yeah.
it is. They're throwing shit at you.
So you end the first half 2-0, Man U. Everything seems to be fine. What you talking about? We got this shit. And then
Rare header from Bruno Fernandes as well. That's 1 in a million.
Wide fucking open. No one picked him up.
At all. I don't think we'll ever
easy.
see that again.
And
Bruno Fernandes header.
old fucking Leeds said, wait a minute. We got something to say about this. And in 3 minutes, it's suddenly 2-2.
And one of that was Bruno Fernandes literally faking every instance, every piece of that foul.
Right.
I'm doing air quotes for those of you not watching the stream. Faked everything. He did not get touched.
Right.
At all. Sat down for 4 minutes after the goal was scored. Fucking ridiculous.
And it went to VAR, and I was like, God damn it, this is going to get chalked off.
Yeah.
I was about to throw some stuff.
There's no way it could because he didn't even get touched. It was worse than Neymar at the World Cup when he rolled the KFC in that meme afterwards.
Yep.
It was pitiful.
Rolling. What?
It was pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. I couldn't believe it. It was terrible.
Now, Mr. Graham, I know you haven't been keeping up with Leeds as much, but everybody talking about the Rodrigo goal. Oh, it was a fuck up by De Gea. I think if you've been watching Leeds lately, and particularly Rodrigo, because I saw 2 go off the pipe against us, that man fancies himself an outside shot right now, and that did not surprise me that he scored that one. Not one bit.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
He didn't mean that.
So I have a little comparison. So, when you're 16 and, you're all hot and bothered at all times, and you found a girl that kind of likes you somehow, and, you're kind of making out, but you're, rubbing, and then, it accidentally goes off the first time.
Yeah, 100%.
And you go, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then a couple,
Yeah. I just had sex.
and then soon after, she's like, ooh, you want to get a little hot and heavy? And you're like, yeah, I can do it again.
I'm sorry, guys. Did I get my notes mixed up and we're doing injury time first?
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
All right. I'm just going to go back to whatever this is.
And then you're just ready to go again. And then, boom, there it goes. It's like it doesn't take much.
Yeah. 100%.
Unfortunately, that next time is the hardest one.
Well, so right, yeah. So this analogy actually holds up.
Is it really?
This analogy actually holds up. The first one, you didn't mean to do it, but you fell ass backwards into ass, and you didn't mean for it to happen, but it happened. And it also happened very quickly.
We cannot name this show "Ass Backwards into Ass," but I would love that to be the show title.
And it absolutely, went off too quickly, and you were sad it was over.
Right.
And then it restarted after, a quick kiss and, taking a piss real fast. And bang, you're right back into it. Boom. And this time you meant to do it, but it still happened pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The analogy sticks. I'm with it. It tracks.
Now here's the big thing.
He didn't mean the fucking thing. And if Jurgen Klopp was watching this game at home, I'm sure he was going nuts, screaming, putting his head through his plate glass windows.
Heard.
Because the wind. It's windy.
I would
So
simply
windy.
say I would simply
Is
say
that
as a
racist to
keeper,
Germans?
as a keeper, you should normally be being informed on film, scouting what players have been doing, and for the past 4 weeks, every time Rodrigo has any kind of an opening within 20 yards of goal, he's taking shots. So as a keeper, you need to be ready that if the ball's on that guy's foot, he's probably shooting. And that's why that's where I put it on De Gea, because you weren't even prepared that possibly could happen.
He was on the left wing. Like, what was the player's name for Newcastle off that throw-in? Was it Papi Cisse?
Yeah.
Somebody threw it in. He chested it down. It was against Chelsea. Do you remember this?
Yes, I remember.
And he crossed it in. Ball went in the upper 90.
That was a shot.
Do you remember that?
That was a shot.
I think that's probably right. His body shape, everything here with Rodrigo screamed cross. Everything screamed cross. Now, listen, I am the recipient of the only goal I scored in college. I had a multitude of assists.
Right.
But the only goal I scored in college was a cross that got caught in the wind.
Right.
Wrong foot of the goalkeeper because he was out. I was about 40 yards from goal, the right-hand side, and put a ball in, and he was out, as he should have been, to try and collect, probably on the edge of his area or so, right around the penalty spot, and that sort of corridor. And the wind just kind of floated it back further, and it caught the side netting on the left-hand post. It happens. And that's fine. And claim it. Great. You scored the goal. You should get your goal bonus. You should do all those things. He didn't mean to do that shit.
No, he did not.
He did not mean to do that shit.
And honestly, I thought De Gea wasn't in like a terrible position.
No, because he was
right in the middle
crossing
of
the
his
ball.
six. He was right in and then it went over his head, and it hit in the upper 90s. Like, he really couldn't. There wasn't much more he could have
It was
done.
brilliant. It was great. It was lovely to watch. I'm so happy it happened.
I woke up my wife. Luckily, we had a wedding to go to, so she needed to start getting.
She didn't get up anyway. Yeah.
Oh, if it's a 7:30 in the morning game and Everton scores, wife gets woken up to me screaming, and if you know your history at the top of my lungs, that happens all the fucking time.
So that frenetic pace continued, right?
Yeah.
And then they score again immediately after that. Brilliant move. It was fantastic.
If my wife wasn't awake before, she was definitely awake then.
The pressing by Leeds, the hurrying of Manchester United's players. Bruno Fernandes should not have been in the spot he was in when he received the ball in the first place,
Right.
which is why he didn't know how to deal with it. And then he feigned injury for 5 minutes,
Right.
right? But it was a great finish, great movement, and a fantastic ball put in the box. And Rafinha, what a finish. Way to be there. Didn't give up on the play. It was great. Loved it.
Now, that's the good part of Leeds, that ability to just immediately flip a game on a dime. But then there's the opportunity. You drew it up 2-2. Got to slow it down. Got to make it ugly.
No, Bielsa, mate.
That's not Bielsa. And ultimately, it's why you lose 4-2. It's
Bielsa.
why you lose. It's exactly why you lost. And right now you're fighting to stay up. Can't fucking do that, man. That's a point. That's a point. That's a big fucking point lost.
I would say 3 points won would have been bigger than 1 point lost.
Yeah.
And if you're in a relegation battle, the matches against Man United, Man City
Are not supposed to matter. That's fair. That's a fair point.
I mean,
But
look
it's
at
also
Fulham last
bonus.
year.
But it's also bonus wins.
It is. If you can get it, and that's what they were trying to do, is get that bonus win.
Yeah.
Well, you don't deserve to win because you let Fred score. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on me. That's 100% on me. I know I wasn't out there, but as soon as Pogba came off, I said, "Oh, good, it's Fred. This'll be good. We'll win for sure."
Yep. Nope.
And he lashed it into the near post. Fucking hell. What a shot. Mm-hmm. Ronaldo with the assist. Apparently, the only thing Ronaldo could do now is play 3-yard passes
Yeah, that's
to
about it.
overlapping players.
That was Sancho with the assist, I believe. I don't believe Ronaldo had any goal involvements.
I thought it was Ronaldo that they played the ball into. That might not have been. You might be right. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
That was the one thing we had was Ronaldo didn't do shit.
Either way, Sancho hadn't done shit all season anyway either. So you don't deserve that.
So then, looking at the rest of the league, for you here, Geckel, and then we're gonna go into the next segment. Is do you think Bielsa can play the ugly match to get points when it's necessary?
The defense right now looks fucking atrocious, and not like missing a Calvin Phillips size hole in the midfield is no bueno. And Leeds fans have been, we'll get healthy, but I mean, as many injuries as we getting, it's hard to, at this point, it's hard to say for sure, like, we're going to get healthy. So I think he tried to do that because Rafinha didn't start. We had Forshaw in the middle, but I mean, when he had Pogba one-on-one, Pogba skinned him every time, and then Fred scored. So is it, Pogba and Fred were good, or is our midfield lacking?
Right.
And I think the answer is probably a little of both, because Man U fans like to, what's the word? Like, fuck.
Take credit.
Well, like, overreact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
What
Manchester
football fan
United
doesn't?
fans, they're a calm bunch. They're very
A lot like Arsenal Twitter.
they're
to be honest.
reserved.
Just very.
I mean, the most reserved
Cool,
group of
calm,
people I've ever
collected.
been in my life.
But, like the Maguire goal, Llorente was on him, but he was playing grab ass and not looking for the ball. Like, that's not Bielsa. He didn't say, like, yeah, don't fucking try to look at the ball in a corner.
Well, haven't you seen Harry Maguire pointing at that girl in the stands? I'd want to play grab ass with him, too.
All right, kids, we are really long already.
That wasn't supposed to take that long. Was it?
All right, so on to the bottom of the table where just about everybody got points except for one team. Watford 1, Aston Villa 0, Burnley 3, Brighton 0, Newcastle 1, West Ham 1, Liverpool 3, Norwich 1. Old Roy Boy gets a shutout and a win for Watford.
First goal in his tenure, and Emi Martinez made a couple of fantastic saves, but the one from Emmanuel Dennis on the start was absolutely fucking brilliant. Rivaled Hugo Lloris's save from earlier for save of the weekend for me. I thought it was fantastic. But it's not like Villa played poorly overall. It was just their final ball. From 20 shots they had, Sam, only one shot was on target. Ironically, that is the same ratio that kids have febrile seizures, by the way. Learned that this weekend.
Yeah, 1 in 20. Well done.
Yeah, 1 in 20. That's great. Dennis got the winner on 78th minute. Great diving header, but it was all about the pass from Ismail Sarr. What a pass that was. Absolutely fantastic. And Ashley Young, of all people, got caught flat-footed with all of his experience. So what are you doing?
Right.
Warmed my Leeds heart to see that little scum bastard get beat for the goal.
Fair.
Oh, by the way, warming up your Leeds heart, you forgot to do that. There's a little Malort for you there, stud.
Frank Lampard and Manchester United. Here's to you. Oh, that's a thing. That's a thing.
That's a thing.
Is that your first time with it?
Second.
Oh no, I've had a few.
Oh, okay.
I've had a few run-ins with
Making
Malort.
sure.
Hey, Mel, I think we found our show title.
What? That's a thing? I saw you pouring it, and I was like, oh, shit, that's mine. Oh, no, he's giving it to David. Oh, shit, there's another one for me.
Yeah, because how entertaining was the first half of this match on?
Okay, well, to be fair, I've still had COVID and was very tired, but I absolutely fell asleep in the first half. Woke up in the second half wishing I was still asleep. I believe Your Highness and I discussed it as a match full of sound and fury, signifying absolutely nothing. And apparently, this was Watford's first clean sheet after first clean sheet in 6 managers.
Second.
Yeah, they had a draw with Burnley, 0-0.
No. His
second
first
in
game in
6
charge.
managers?
Yeah, his first game in charge.
I guess first clean sheet and a win.
Maybe that was it. Maybe
that's
that was
probably
it.
true.
It was something like that, but something in 6 managers. So,
Yeah, his first game against Burnley was 0-0, and that was the first time they kept a clean sheet in like 36 games or some shit.
Yeah, insanity.
It's like more than a season.
Yeah.
That's
So-
more than Leeds.
Charity begins at home. It just happened to be Villa's home. So, yeah, fuck the Villa. Cheers.
Villa is
up the Villa. Villa fucks. All of it.
All of the above.
All right,
the right answer?
Hey, Mel, I'm going to need that glass.
Yeah, you definitely do.
I do want to say
It's Kazoo Mort Day.
Villa had almost 70% of the ball in this one. I think it was
yeah.
like 67%. It's just literally when they hit the 18-yard box, they started drooling themselves. And couldn't do it. The final ball was trash.
Well, Coutinho was trying to find some magic from about 25 yards out, and all he found was Rosed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I'm going to throw out one quick question to you guys, and we'll move on to the next match. Do we think Buendia was a flop of a sign?
No.
Because there's,
Good.
you're basically bringing Coutinho because Buendia was not doing it.
Now you're bringing Coutinho because Steven Gerrard said so.
Right, but it's really
It's a
hasn't
marquee
been-
signing that he doesn't have to play every game because you have Buendia.
Yeah,
You can justify dropping either of them if they're out of form. Right. So think of it similar to who were we just talking about? We discussed this like 2 days ago. Maybe 4 days ago. Somebody there was a team, Newcastle. It's fucking Newcastle. Bruno Guimaraes hasn't played yet for real.
right.
But John Joe Shelby and Joe Willock all of a sudden look like fucking world beaters. So you sign a player that will press that person for their position, and then you get the best out of both of them. Because one wants to get in the team, one wants to stay in the team.
Right.
And now you're looking, they brought on for a fucking cameo Bruno Guimaraes. You know what I'm saying? At Newcastle. He's played 7 minutes in a Newcastle shirt so far or some shit, but they've not lost in 4. Right? It's the same squad out there besides Chris Wood.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll obviously come on to it. I don't call him a flop yet. I don't call Coutinho a flop yet.
Well, I wouldn't call Coutinho a flop yet. I think Coutinho's getting goals and assists and doing well. Buendia really hasn't done shit yet. He's gotten a couple of goals.
He had a header.
Yeah.
Well, Coutinho only has 2 goals, too.
I know. Yes, I know about his header. Thank you for reminding me.
He's only yay high, mate.
Yeah. Well, he was. You know what? He does very bold celebrations. I can tell you that.
I mean, I think going from Grealish to anyone was going to be
Tough.
a change, and
that's
it's hard
fair.
to live up
That's
to
a fair
that.
point as well.
No. I'm so glad Grealish is gone, and we needed Grealish to go because we replaced him with a team.
It doesn't happen overnight, though.
No, and I'm fine with where we're going. At least we're not in the relegation zone or close to it.
I'm cool
true.
with Mel drinking
Husband?
the Covfefe.
I mean, one last Man U Buendia point. You know, Man U fans were slagging off Sancho, but he's starting to look better the last few matches. It's taken half a season. Sometimes it takes a whole season, and then all of a sudden, Buendia's Buendia again.
You know, the other thing that I heard that's a fair point about Sancho is that this particular game was balls to the wall, end-to-end shit with no build-up play whatsoever. It was all fucking just, not long ball necessarily, but counterattacking both teams. That's how Dortmund play.
Right.
That's when we saw Sancho at his best.
right. True.
Sancho's not at his best playing in a build-up side to break down a defense. He's not a terribly gifted footballer.
Right.
He's fast, he's quick-witted, and he could shoot.
Right.
Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
He's not
true.
very good at build-up play.
Right.
He's good at counterattacking. And this is the first time we saw Manchester United play that type of game, and Sancho thrived and was man of the match in it. So just giving him a lot of shtick, but I don't know that the system necessarily fit him.
All right. Well, then,
Anyway.
then the question is, what is that going to be ultimately for Buendia? Moving on to Palace and Chelsea. Palace put in a gutsy performance, great performance. Unfortunately, 89th minute, Ziyech comes up with another goal for the winner.
He put the ball through the size of a butthole.
And it's not like he hasn't done that before already this season.
That was wild. What an angle. What an angle.
Fantasy
insane.
points.
Yep.
So Palace didn't have a single shot on target, but they held resilient. The game was boring as fuck. Chelsea wasted a load of opportunities.
But it felt like another
so did
time of.
Zaha.
It felt like Chelsea was.
Zaha did as well. You're
It felt like
right.
Chelsea was going to fuck it off again.
Yep.
Because that's what Chelsea's been
It felt
doing.
like a 0-0.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
'cause-
And it should have been, to be honest. That would have been a fair result.
because the Tottenham beating Spurs, Spurs beating City should have been Chelsea now in the battle, but Chelsea isn't in the battle because they fucked off so many matches, and this felt like yet another one they were going to fuck off.
Well, listen to the possession stat. It was 58% to Chelsea, 42% to Palace.
Yeah.
It's not like they were out of it. They just didn't take their chances. They had 9 shots, none of which were on target. But 4 of them that I can remember, one from maybe Schlupp and 3 from Zaha, were 2 inches wide of the post.
exactly.
So, they had chances for sure. And it took something special. Ziyech scored earlier, obviously, he was ruled out by VAR, but it took something very special for them to finish off Palace.
Unfortunate Gallagher couldn't play
yeah.
because of the loan rules.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair as well. It could have been a totally different match. You're absolutely right about that.
Moving on, Newcastle was the better side without Alan St. Maximin. But watching that first half, I couldn't help but think, I was like, you know what? You're playing right into Moyes' hands. He's gonna catch you, and that's what he did.
The stats in this game were pretty much dead even, right?
Yeah,
Without ASM, which could have swayed things one way or the other. To
would
be
have swayed it
honest.
a lot.
Which really is testament to how Eddie Howe is going about things at the moment.
Yeah.
We kind of making fun of him a bit because there wasn't really a new manager bounce. The first 3 games were shite.
Right.
But since then, and especially after January, and this is that point I wanted to bring up, I brought up earlier, rather, is they haven't done a huge amount, except from Kieran Trippier, which is the only one that's really played to some credit. Chris Wood's been shit, footballing-wise.
Oh, we'll get on to Chris Wood in a second.
Footballing-wise, he's been shit. He gave us some gold this weekend,
He's
though.
fucking brilliant this week.
But really, the signings haven't done anything but push the players that are already there to play better.
Right.
And that's Joe Willock, man of the match, was fucking buzzing. He was everywhere this game.
Yeah.
He was
That
everywhere
goal
in this
was
game.
all Desire. He was behind like 2 West Ham
He
players.
was
and
third
poked
best.
It in.
He was third best to get to that ball, is what the commentator said. And I thought that was extremely poignant. He had Craig Dawson and I think Soufal on the other side of him, sandwiching him. And he found a way to get his leg between them and just poke the ball with the outside of his boot.
Yep.
Rolls over to the far post, bangs off the far post. just crosses the line. Dubravka does well, gets down, digs it out, but the goal line technology watch went off.
Yep.
That was it.
Fabianski.
Oh, it was Fabianski.
What'd I say?
Dubravka.
Oh, sorry, wrong side. It was Fabianski. You're right. Sorry, all the Eastern Europe. It doesn't matter. It's just interchangeable. And it was fucking brilliant. It was a brilliant play. The whole thing was great. It was he should never have got there. Both of those lads were bigger than Joe Willock. Should never have been able to get there. He held both of them off, kept his strength well, and found the little space to get through. It was amazing.
We talk about this regularly. We at the DU Football Show live for shithousery. And what Chris Wood did this match is a masterstroke in what true shithousery is. The entire match, while being marked by Kurt Zuma, would just meow at him.
Meow?
Meowed at him the entire fucking match.
Meow?
Just every time he's on him. Meow. Meow.
Say that again, Meow.
Meow. Making me think of Super Troopers, yes.
And
Meow, you saying?
a sentence I never thought I would say doing a football podcast.
Meow
or
would
even
never
just
say?
talking to my friends about football. Craig Dawson was heard complaining to the referee about Chris Wood meowing at Kurt Zuma. Never thought those words in that order, all of which I'm familiar with in the English language, would ever come out of my mouth together.
Match is fine. Everything's great. That's wonderful.
Chris Wood meowed at him the whole game.
I mean, it's clearly out of the Ashley Barnes book of shithousery because he's played so many years across from him where, I mean, let us not forget, Mr. Barnes kissed a grown man, and I think it was a Newcastle player too. I think it was a Newcastle match. Kissed another grown man on his nose.
Counterpoint. Chris Wood played at Leeds.
Newcastle player.
Ah, that's right.
I think it was Stephen Taylor, who was playing for Bournemouth at the time.
Yeah. Kissed him on the nose.
Yeah, when they squared up to each other.
Chris Wood played at Leeds. If there's one thing Leeds can do, it's fucking shit talk and bants.
Yeah.
Not defense, but bants.
Yeah, that's fair. So he's had an education, and it all came out in this game. Now, what is going to start to get old after a while?
A grown man meowed at another grown man the entire fucking match.
Let me tell you something. Can I just put something out there for all the players? Not that any of them listen to us, but just in the off chance that one of them catches it. If there's no other motivating factor to not be a cunt, football fans never forget. For the last 4 games, Kurt Zuma has had every song, been Meow Mix commercials oriented, have been animal shelter something oriented, have been Big Cat is going to get you oriented, has been all sorts of shit. Football fans never forget. And really at this point in where we are, we'll worry about education and actually teaching children to be better later on. Fine. Okay. But if for no other reason to not be a cunt, just think about yourself, and you won't have to deal with that shit. That's it. Just to all the professional footballers out there, don't be cunts, and you wouldn't get the abuse.
Tell him meow.
Listen to me, right meow.
So Norwich actually fucking played Liverpool well and evenly throughout the first half. 0-0 draw. And then a moment of magic found Norwich up. And then that didn't last very long.
No, it did not last. Well, it lasted a while, to be fair. But then in 2 minutes came crumbling down again. It was Norwich scored with their only shot on target.
Yep.
On a giant
ridiculous
deflection. Yeah.
A ridiculous deflection that took it there, yeah. And they did stand firm for a while. But when they got to the second half and the cop were behind them, well, in front of them, but behind them in voice, Mane equalized with a great overhead kick. It was almost a cartwheel. It was weird. Never seen one like that. It was strange. It was like he misjudged it, but adjusted so well that it looked natural. It was quite strange, to be honest. Just 3 minutes later, though, Salah gave Liverpool the lead, which they then never relinquished. Wrong-footed the entire defense. Probably should have passed it at least twice, but that's besides the point because it ended up in the back of the net. And then new signing Luis Diaz opened his account with a very fine dink over Angus Gunn. But Norwich played very well for a bit.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool did what they do.
For Liverpool, exactly what you wanted. Both of your big stars are back from AFCON. Both get goals. Your new signing gets a goal. That's exactly what the fuck you wanted.
100%.
1,000%. So,
So my best friend's a giant Chiefs fan and a Liverpool fan. That second goal, I told him that was a Pat Mahomes, a Tyreek Hall bomb.
Oh, the
Tyreek
Allison,
Hill.
yeah.
Yeah.
The pass? Yeah. 100%. It should be noted, one less assist than Jack Grealish in the league this year.
heard.
It's just funny when it's said that way. I love it.
I had a thought, but yours was better.
Fuck it.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Southampton 2, Everton 0. Chelsea 1. Oh shit! I threw Palace in the first half there. Chelsea 1, Palace 0. Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. Wolves 2, Leicester 1. Man U 2, Brighton 0.
So we got to squeeze Burnley 3,
Yeah,
Brighton
we
0
do
in there.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
He swapped them when he was talking.
Yeah, I swapped them when I was talking
Because I wrote my notes in the exact order he said them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
I had flipped over my page and didn't see Burnley Brighton right there.
All good.
Actually, let's go ahead and talk Burnley Brighton first because that was part of the last segment, and we've already talked about Palace and Chelsea. Then who would have? You didn't get Burnley. You got your ass fucking whooped.
Yeah, so this is
It's insane.
This is for Kenny.
Yeah.
Once a season, we get a 3-0 from Burnley away from home. Just like once a season, we get a 9-0 against Southampton at home.
I was wondering how you're going to get Kenny into this. That's
That's
good.
for you, big fella.
I love even when they get a win, he takes an L.
Absolutely.
Hey, Kenny, I poured my Malort shot over top of the fins there, so I'm gonna take a little extra for you with Sam's dig there. Take a little extra for you.
I love it. But Brighton just played shit, honestly. It was just bad.
Bad week for Brighton.
Yeah.
They did not look good against Manchester United either.
No, and not really a game I care to go over, honestly. That one
Right.
was a bit turgid, and then Manchester United scored twice. Like, it wasn't the greatest game that's ever been had. You know what I mean? Didn't care for it.
If you look at my notes, the score line is there. There is no mention of the game because it just didn't really need to be mentioned.
Yeah, I'm
I
with you.
want to give Burnley some credit. That first goal, very non-Burnley. Some little one-touch interplay.
You talking about Veghorst?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right.
And Newcastle, I feel like mostly signed
What a
Chris.
finish.
I feel like Chris Wood mostly was signed just to fuck with Burnley, and now they're in a better position, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, they bought a better player.
So this is what happens when you don't have a director of football. You just have a billionaire pulling the strings. And it sucks the Toffees find themselves. Oh, shit, we're talking about Newcastle.
Yeah, thanks.
And
I
Burnley.
appreciate it. You're not wrong.
I should go on tour as an improv artist. Tarek Lamptey
Yeah,
was the one that challenged Veghorst on the shot,
wrong. That's,
which was very funny because they were about, if you had Veghorst's full body, well, let me say, if you had Veghorst from the waist up in the shot, if you look at my hands, this is Tarek Lamptey in the same television shot.
Oh, you would call that in basketball a mismatch.
Mismatch. Yeah. No surprise. Held off the challenge.
Yeah.
And and found the back of the net. It was absolutely brilliant.
Speaking
Great
of
shot.
that, quick tangent. I went to the UMBC basketball game on Wednesday. Their
Were
point
they
guard,
able to finish? Oh no, UMBC. Never mind.
their point guard's like 5'2". It's like
Muggsy Bogues, man.
he pretty much. Yeah.
Did he dunk?
No, he can't. He didn't dunk.
Oh.
He could take it into the hole though.
All right.
Yeah.
I did that on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
Stupid.
Dad jokes.
Oh, that's terrible, right?
You are terrible.
I know.
Especially since we know you slept in the basement on Valentine's Day.
That's true. It was recorded, wasn't it? Went out to the masses. Brighton was one of the best teams. I'm sorry, it was one of the teams that only had one shot on target this weekend from double-digit shots overall.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
Oh,
Had
yeah.
a ton of shots, and one, maybe two, or 0 shots on target. A lot of that this weekend. So it was kind of a bit just strange. They did have a bit more possession than Burnley as well. So Burnley very efficient with the ball. Again, it was like they kind of found their stride again. Brownhill hit his first goal of the season. Shouldn't have been given to him. Deflected twice. Strange.
That was a Burnley goal.
No shit.
A fucking hit and hope and 2 deflections. That's Sean Dyche will masturbate to that tonight.
100%. In the cold because he's hard like that.
While
and
eating
then,
earthworms.
and then a really good goal from Aaron Lennon.
Yeah.
Now, it should have never gotten to that point, But once he received the ball, ghosted 2 players, found the back of the net off the underside of the crossbar.
Yep.
That was fantastic strike.
Yeah, it's what Burnley is doing to change the side is good. I think it's going to be unfortunately too little, too late.
Could be.
We talked about it last week. I think this is the 18th place team where you go, damn, they really shouldn't be going down, but they dug their own grave.
I told you at the end of last season, at the beginning of this season, I'm getting tired of them fuckers.
Yeah.
They scored 3 goals. I feel like that's 2 goals that they wasted.
Yep.
That they could have used in some other games.
Correct.
Very true. Very true.
Agree with that.
All right, so let's go on to so Saints completely dominate Everton. I mean, it's not even up for debate. They owned Everton.
It's not up for debate at all. And the reason I say that is because you let Shane Long score, and therefore you deserve everything you got the rest of the game.
I think Shane Long scored on us like 3 or 4 times already with multiple different teams.
First goal in 2 years.
Yeah. And his last goal was probably against us.
I don't know, but
trust me,
maybe I'll Google it.
I have heard Shane Long scoring on us quite often. Remember, he did that when he was with Reading one time too.
Yeah,
Reading was
but that's when he was good.
Someone on the Everton staff needs to put either a bucket or a Bielsa cutout on the other sideline so Lampard will not fuck it off.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, that's it.
That's right. What do you make of this? I heard this happened. Frank Lampard and one of his assistants, I think it might have been Ashley Cole, who's now there, didn't leave on the team bus. They drove themselves away from the stadium. What do you make of that? Is he really bought in for the relegation battle?
Yes, I think he is.
Well, then why did he drive himself home?
Well, you're just trying to get a goat, so that's
Did he even go home?
Didn't Urban Meyer stay in Cincinnati for a game when he should have gone home with the team?
He's a weird cunt.
How did that work out?
He's a weird cunt.
Well, agreed, but
with a national title under his belt. Frank Lampard's got 3rd place in the division.
Right.
Ooh, congrats.
I'm not reading anything into it.
Why?
Not yet.
Why?
No, you're just
should.
trying to get a goat. Oh, good try.
You should read something into it.
All right.
I don't think he's bought in.
I think that
I think he went to get a lasagna.
I think
he's
the
a shit
biggest
manager.
problem was, I think the biggest problem for Everton ultimately was, Alon gets a yellow card in the 15th minute, and then puts a hip check on Ward-Prowse about 5 minutes later, and the ref gives him the "that's
One
it"
more,
talk.
yeah.
And the minute that happened, that meant we had no control of the midfield, and it was all Southampton from that point on.
and did Lampard do anything about it?
I know
Yeah,
what
he did. He subbed in Andres Gomez, who did shit.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
you know what he
off.
did? He
Trying.
did do something about it. He hit the remote start on his car so it was warm when he got there.
Goal. Very good. I know what you're trying to do, but
I'm here for it.
hey, Mr. Graham, you know what I do now? One place we haven't been this season is 20th, which you have been, so fuck off.
Where you at now? Scoreboard, mate.
Beat you.
1 win in your last 20.
Beat you. In fact, you know what? Our last 2 wins beat you and beat you. So suck my fucking balls, both of you.
How long
They're
ago
big
was
enough.
Arsenal?
They're big enough.
Yeah.
One can fit in your mouth and one can fit in your mouth.
You know what? It's really hard to do that from at least, where are we now? 6th? When you're top of the championship, it's really hard to get down that low.
Suck my
We're
balls.
pretty close.
You'll be fine.
Yeah,
Maybe you could take both of them.
And we just kicked the shit out of them too. Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. You did what you needed. What? Yes.
1, 2-1.
Brentford
I'm sorry.
won.
Brentford 1. I'm
That
sorry.
VAR confirmed the goal.
Oh no shit.
It
Sorry
was
about
not
that.
chalked
My
off.
apologies.
You're good. I thought it was offside too, and then they slowed it down, and he was the only player onside in that last moment.
Excellent. The game. It's the game you needed. You got the win. You did exactly what you needed to do. And honestly, I stopped paying attention to your game the minute that I noticed you were probably going to win, and Saka scored, which meant I hit my bet.
Yeah, so basically, the quick synopsis, end to end to begin with, because Brentford likes to start strong. Arsenal weathered that storm, grew into the game well, got 2 goals, both of which were brilliant. Individual brilliance by ESR, cutting in between 2 players, using the defender as a shield, and rolling the ball outside curve to the far post. Fantastic. And then Saka, on the end of a great run, Lacazette makes a counterattack. Lacazette makes great space with a run he made to the right side, opens up the space for Saka. Partey was able to find him. He shot early. Also kissed off the inside of the post, which is always fucking enjoyable.
Yep.
It was fantastic, those 2 goals. We were well and truly in front. Brentford gave us a couple problems here and there because they're a decent side. They're a good counterattacking side. They gave us a couple issues, but we dealt with them. And then a little bit of a scramble following either a free kick or a throw-in. I can't remember what it was. A little bit of a scramble, kind of a half clearance. Ball was brought down and then played in, and everybody was on the way out, as were the Brentford players who were a little slow to react, except for Norwood, who was just onside the other side of Gabriel, and he found himself alone and tucked away well. And I thought it was offside. Everything happened quickly. I thought it was offside. And it wasn't offside at all. But it was in
here,
the 90 plus 3.
Norgard.
What'd I say?
Norwood.
Oh, yeah. I'm still
Close
thinking about
enough.
you.
He was wide right.
He
In
played
Norwood,
for Sheffield.
y'all?
Sheffield United. Yorkshire.
Same town.
Yeah.
Nor would I was going
County.
back to the
Same county.
the Bills kicker. That
Oh,
wide
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's the same state, whatever they call it over there. Don't y'all play cricket up there, not football? Anyway.
We love our footy in Yorkshire.
Here's a big rugby town.
Final match to talk about. Wolves not the better side, but Wolves the more opportunistic side.
Oh, by the way, VAR slugs.
Yeah, heard. Very good.
That's it.
Leicester, the good takeaway is you're getting healthy and you looked to be the better side. The problem is it's another 3 points dropped.
Yeah. So my overall takeaway from the game, and this, I thought Wolves were going to win this one, I think. I said on injury time. I feel like Wolves are what Leicester used to be and still want to be. Not a ton of the ball, very proficient with it, good at counterattacking, shots from outside the box. And Leicester were looking at them like they were looking in the mirror and saw a different reflection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those sort of just weird feelings. But Neves and Podence got the goals, both outside the box, both good strikes, through traffic. Kasper Schmeichel was unsighted, not totally on him, although I think probably with Neves he could have did a little bit better, but really ultimately not his fault.
Well, Schmeichel's move also with the Podence goal is to do what he normally likes to do, is blame everybody but himself.
Well, that's true too. He does love a yell.
I think
at
he
his defense.
I think he was trying to say that Jimenez was offsides.
Yeah.
And also yell at his
Well,
defense.
he was, yeah, but he didn't interfere with the sight line,
Right.
and the referees agreed with
Well,
that.
I just love it because he's one of those types that likes to walk up to the kicker on a penalty and talk a lot of shit and makes the ref walk him back and all that kind of stuff. But when it doesn't go his way, he's the first to yap and yell and run his mouth. So I think he should maybe be D-back.
Like I think Wolves are a good team, but they've got a bit of a horseshoe up their ass. Like I don't know how they've only allowed 14 goals so far this year or 16.
Yeah.
Like I think
Something like that.
I think there's
Second
like a
best-
4
second
that's
best
gonna
goals
get
against.
hung on them at some point.
They are the second best goals against team.
There's second worst goals against
Leeds.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Only to Norwich. They've conceded 50. Sam 5-0 50 shades of Leeds.
That's why
They get fucked a lot.
We're headed towards 69.
Hey.
Sure money.
Again, if somebody has a better line than me, I'm not going to close it out on me. I'll let it be closed out on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shore Money, the point in the show which we give you our recommendations to make sure that you can place your bets and make a ton of dough yourselves. So just to let you know, in that spirit, I'm now down $907 for the season. But I digress, and I will pass it along to my good friend Sam, and he will tell you what he has to bet this week.
How much are you down?
$907. I listened back. I was 807 last week.
Mm-hmm. That's because I hit my bet this week, Sam. You know what that means?
You're ahead of me, I'd
I am
imagine.
now down only $775.
From first to worst.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Oh, no, Pat's in the positive. He's way ahead of all of us. But Sam, 22.2% of the time. It works 100% of the time. I know you like the running number, Sam. That makes you feel better. I told you I was going to catch you. I told you I was going to pass you.
But what I said was I went from first to worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I did. But not after this week. I got a good feeling about this one.
Don't worry. Your kids will be fine. They'll be great. You're not gonna.
Really
You're not
need
gonna
to pay Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, you're not gonna. You're not gonna lose their college fund. It'll be okay.
I'm going to live as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
$25 on 00.
going to take one of the makeup matches in the Roy Boy Derby. I'm going to take Palace to win and the under 2.5 goals at plus 352.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's always a good bet for Watford to not score.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's
Got to
what
be
you're
1-0
saying.
or 2-0.
That's what you're saying. Is they're going to
Yep.
win 1-0 or 2-0. That's not bad.
Exactly what I'm
actually.
saying.
And now, it's time for our degenerate gambling friend Pat's Pick of the Week.
Apparently, he lost too much money on golf and he doesn't have a bet this week. Psych, he has one because he always has money in reserve. He writes in, quote, well, Wolverhampton got me a win again, and I'm up now $767. Hopefully it doesn't crash, Boeing. So I'll keep going with this with them this weekend, but I'll throw a favorite on top just to make Saturday interesting. So first, I'll take Manchester City at minus 1.5 goals over Everton at minus 130, and the Wolves to win straight up on the money line over West Ham at plus 275 on a $100 bet. That wins me $563. So next week, I'll be getting a tooth pulled, so I don't think I'll be able to join you. I will try to make a bet before the painkillers kick in, or I'll probably not make any sense. You all have a good week, and I'll talk to you later.
Excellent. Mr. Graham, someone came prepared.
Mr. Gecko has a bet, doesn't he?
And now it's time for David Gecko.
So right now I'm
Question
0
mark?
0 with $0 lost, $0 won.
Fuck, he's still ahead of me.
But so I've got a bet. I
All
think Mr. Graham's gonna enjoy it.
Let's see.
I've got Burnley plus 350 to beat Spurs on Wednesday
Ooh.
because it's at Burnley. It's Spurs, so they just beat City, so that means they'll
They're gonna
definitely fuck
game
this one off.
Yeah.
And Burnley are, as soon as it looks the worst, is when they come the hardest. So, Burnley. And I've got a bonus Champions League bet. Man U is traveling to Atletico Madrid, and they just ran into Leeds, who the next game after you play Leeds, after expending all that energy, is usually shit, a.k.a. Villa at, who was it the other week?
Doesn't
Newcastle.
matter.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, it was Newcastle right after Villa, or Leeds, rather.
So I'll take Atletico Madrid at plus 145 on the money line.
That's not bad, actually.
So plus 145 and plus 350.
Okay.
One of those hits, I'm in the money.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Graham.
As I said, I'm down 907.
And you're
So-
behind who?
In perfectly responsible fashion,
You're behind me, right?
I'm picking a game on each game day by the next time we record.
Okay.
So a 4-way parlay. I have Tottenham to beat Burnley.
Oh, no.
Ride the wave, I think, maybe, because Conte, if there's any manager in the world that's not going to let you drop off after a result like that, it's Antonio Conte. It'll go either way. They're going to lose 2-0 to Burnley, or they're going to beat him 4-0, right? And I think Conte, who famously said, I prefer to kill him in an interview, is not going to let them drop off. So I got Tottenham over Burnley. I've got Southampton over Norwich. I've got Newcastle over Brentford. And I have a draw on Sunday, the only Sunday game, Burnley versus Leicester. Because Burnley don't like to score goals. Leicester always concede goals, right? And famously haven't really been scoring themselves, but can if things go right. Burnley famously don't give up goals, right? So a draw in that game is what I fancy. In that 4-game parlay for a $100 bet, they gave me plus $2,728, and I can fucking jack my way right into first place.
Heard. Going for it. Heard
Yep.
jacking.
I'm putting it right there.
You know, that was a pretty mediocre segment.
I couldn't even save it.
But we give you more. We give you Kitty the Chicken.
Well, Kitty missed on City and sits at 13-9. So this week, I gave Kitty Newcastle heading to London to face Brentford. Now, Kitty showed me a photo of her hosting a jam session in the coop with Phil Collins and Mark Knopfler. That's what I said. Phil Collins and Mark Knopfler.
That was dire straits.
It was a dire comment, absolutely.
Hey,
well,
the backyard is very acoustically sound. It's great
is.
for a jam
It
session.
is.
No
Were
idea
you
what the
home
fuck y'all
for
are
that
talking
one?
about.
What's that?
Were you home for that one?
No, I wasn't. I'm never
I don't-
home for the concerts.
I don't remember hearing it either. That must have been when we were out one night.
Must have been when we were at the urgent care little early morning jam session.
Always when we're not around.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the Genesis frontman loves his bees, and the Dire Straits frontman is a magpie through and through. So it looks like Kitty is picking a draw for this one.
Sam, name one Dire Straits song. Do you know any?
Teenage porno.
Money for nothing, dumbass. I want my MTV. You know that, right?
I want my MTV.
That was a really bad Sting impression, but I appreciate Keckle jumping in and trying to save the day.
Well, you know what I'm sure Graham does know?
What's
He knows to always gamble legally and responsibly.
Championship corner!
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, no.
And this time you're muted.
I did it. That was a
Yeah,
pretty
but
decent
she tried to
impression,
jump
wasn't
in
it?
with you, and
Not
she's
bad.
muted.
So championship corner. This is where we go over the championship. If you couldn't tell, Huddersfield beat Fulham 2-1. Middlesbrough lost to Bristol City. Cardiff and Blackpool drew 1-1. Coventry beat Barnsley as one of only two thereabouts teams that didn't stutter on Saturday. As West Brom lost 2-0 to Luton. QPR and Hull drew 1-1. Stoke drew 2-2 with Birmingham. Sheffield United thumped Swansea as the other team in that category. Bournemouth are back in second place, but the top 10 are largely unchanged, with Fulham in first, followed by Bournemouth, Blackburn in third, QPR in fourth, Huddersfield in fifth, Sheffield United in sixth, Middlesbrough, Luton, Forest, Coventry, rounding out the top 10. West Bromwich Albion have plummeted to 11th place now after a very terrible run of form. Thank goodness Steve Bruce is there.
It's saved. They're on the way up.
To the middle of the table.
Yeah. Also, I do want to mention that Derby won,
Yep.
but Reading did too, which is annoying. So Derby, though, are now just 5 points from safety. And I know that we only do the last round of fixtures for everybody complaining that I didn't go over what happened midweek. We only do the one round of fixtures because the championship still has 72 weeks to play.
Yes.
Before the
God.
season's finished. So Derby are now
837 and 3/4 of a game is still meant to be played. That 3/4 of a match is very dire.
super
Gotta be
important.
played.
That's what happens when you get docked points.
Yeah.
So
Geckle can tell us all about the championship. He knows it very
well
well.
versed.
But Derby are now just 5 points from safety, which they would have been closer. But like I said, Reading did get a rare win as well on the same game week.
But they skipped the Posh. They're now above them
They're
in the
now
table.
above the Posh, but the Posh have a game in hand. The Posh are also shite.
Yep.
Quick
So I don't
shout
think
out.
they'll win it.
Quick shout out to Huddersfield. Carlos Corberan, former Leeds United U23 manager, doing good stuff there.
Very good. Yeah. The only thing that worries me about Huddersfield and their position in the table, they're maxed on all their matches. So everybody else with games
Has
in hand,
games
I
in
know
hand,
points
yeah.
and points on the board are more important, but when there's that many team with games in hand, shit's gonna
But
shuffle around.
also, nothing else ever went wrong when they appointed a second manager, a reserve manager, to their first team.
yeah, of
Nothing
course.
went wrong last time.
Nothing went wrong.
Nothing.
David Wagner,
I know,
he was a Schalke U23s.
Yeah.
Cunt.
but he actually got them promoted.
Keeping them up was
Yeah,
a
but then
fucking
shit the
miracle.
bed.
An absolute fucking miracle. That team never should have stayed up more than a season.
Yeah, but then he went back to Schalke as a first team manager, Coach Mustafi, and they almost got relegated or did get relegated, whatever it was.
Well, now he's with Young Boys. I mean, at Young Boys.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
No,
Satire,
Young
YouTube.
Boys-
Satire. Satire.
Young Boys burn. They beat Man U in the Champions League.
Young boys burn.
All
They
right,
play
that's
at
gonna
the
wrap.
Wankdorf.
That's
Maybe
gonna
they
wrap
have
it up, boys
UTIs.
and girls. Mr. Graham, any parting words?
Yes, a New Zealand woman by the name of Michaela something. Fuck.
I saw the story, but I don't remember the player.
Perfect hat trick of own goals in 36
Wood.
minutes.
Michaela Wood.
Michaela Wood. Not necessarily relation to Chris Wood, but
Right.
possible. They're from a small island together. Hat trick of own goals. Perfect hat trick of own goals against the United States. In 35 minutes, she was subbed off 4 minutes later.
Yeah.
Hysterical.
I mean, wouldn't they have done it after the second goal?
Right?
Hey, my question is, U.S. women are a bit of a powerhouse. Couldn't manage to score like one by yourselves? Like you needed her, not their team, her to score all three of your goals for you.
So they're playing in the She Believes Cup, right? Which there is 1,000 other easily roll off the tongue names.
Mm-hmm.
The She Believes Cup, fine, no problem. But the headlines after this write themselves. She didn't believe, did she?
No.
Was one of the, I think maybe the Daily Mail, somebody like that. Terrible.
Yeah.
But very rare, a perfect hat trick of own goals. Right
goals.
foot, left foot header. She got the lot.
Where was she for your D2 fantasy team?
No shit.
That is exactly the person you need.
Great minds think alike, because I posted that on the group page.
Exactly. He stole it from you and didn't give you credit.
That's okay.
Not Kulusevski, who I thought was a sound answer.
Yeah, no, I
fucking
think
scored
so well.
12. Cunt. God
right.
damn it.
Well, Mr. Geckel, you're obviously going to stick around here for injury time when we go ahead and drink some more beer, which we've got 8,000 to drink out there. And it's going to be one of the few times I'm not going to pour myself more whiskey because there's tons of fucking beer out there.
I'm doing the same thing.
It's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Like I said, next up's injury time. We're going to go ahead and preview the makeup and the weekend's action. We're also going to talk about our adopted clubs and, of course, all the lovely beers that Mr. Geckel was so kind to bring us. Mr. Graham, should somebody want to find injury time, how do they go about doing that?
It's www.betterthanbrody.com. Oh, sorry. No, that's the other thing. Sorry, that's the beer review website. Sorry. It's patreon.com/DU Football Show to get in touch with $5, and then you get all our extra shit. That was such a good joke. Now I'm confused as to where I am.
Excellent.
And then visit the DU Drip Shack, which is all over our social medias, in the bios, the links. You can get all the cool swag, all of the stuff that we like to wear on the show. A lot of really funny sayings on T-shirts as well, not just
I
show
might have
stuff.
to make a T-shirt that says "Better than Brody."
Heard.
There's not a better $5 a month you can spend.
It's just very funny. There's a lot of, STD stories and shit like that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Geckel. I appreciate the shout out for the Patreon there. And thank you for joining us tonight. Had a blast with you in studio.
Cheers. Even though I drank all my whiskey, but me too.
Yeah, there we go. One more time. There, cheers up again. And boys and girls, yours truly as a host, I just have to say I apologize. This was hands down my worst performance ever. I was fucking shit tonight, much like Everton Football Club. Until next week, everybody.
Hey, Houston,
Yeah.
do better.
Yeah, no shit.
In honor of Veghorst, Guten Nacht.